What does the Access for ELLs 2.0 Individual Student Report tell me? The Access for ELLs 2.0 Individual Student Report was designed for parents and educators. It reports how a student performed on the Access for ELLs 2.0 assessment. Access for ELLs 2.0 is administered annually to English language learners in order to meet state and federal requirements. The testing window, or the time frame to administer the test, varies depending on which state you live in. Once the test is scored, the score reports are shipped to the schools. Access for ELLs 2.0 is an assessment designed to measure how students process and produce academic language based on the WIDA English Language Development Standards. The scores from the Access for ELLs 2.0 assessment range from 1.0 to 6.0. These scores are based on the WIDA English Language Proficiency levels, which range from level 1 to level 6. The WIDA English Language Proficiency levels are important to know and understand because they describe what students at each of the levels can do with language when they are given the appropriate support. Scores from the Access for ELLs 2.0 are reported for listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These scores range from 1.0 to 6.0. Scores are also reported as composite scores. Access for ELLs 2.0 reports 4 different composite scores: oral language, literacy, comprehension, and the overall composite score. Composite scores represent a combination of the individual scores for listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So what should parents look for on the Access for ELLs 2.0 Individual Student Report? The top section of the report shows basic information about the student. Parents should know that the grade reported in this section is referring to the grade level their child was in when he or she took the test. It does not report on academic grade like those reported on students' report cards. The second section of the report is where students' English language proficiency scores for listening, speaking, reading, and writing are reported, along with the composite scores for oral language, literacy, comprehension, and overall score. The first column of this section lists the different scores that are reported on the score report. The report shows listening, speaking, reading, and writing scores, as well as composite scores for oral language, literacy, comprehension, and the overall score. You will notice that the WIDA English Language Proficiency levels are written along the top of the section. It is important for parents to see the connection between the scores and the WIDA English Language Proficiency levels. Students' scores are represented graphically and numerically. In other words, the scores are reported as actual numbers, and the bars are used to help represent those numbers. So for example, if a student's scores in listening was a 4.0, then the bar will end at the beginning of level 4, expanding. If a student's score in listening